While we wait for Zewski, we have the Mean Machine joining us. So as I mentioned, either join me in the chat or ask to unmute yourself, and you'll be able to ask a question. Before we get going, Mean Machine, welcome back. What has the last 9 months been like since you put forth a great effort against Terence Crawford over at Madison Square Garden?
Well, everybody, I think we waited 2020 gonna start good, and everybody waiting for New Year's, but 2020 started not so good, and everything was shut down. So it was tough in the beginning. So all the gym was closed. It's kind of hard with the trainings, but I keep staying active, keep training every day, and hopefully, right now, finally, we're here. We're back in boxing.
And as I mentioned, well, actually, we got a question here. Gail, please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much. So you're willing to get in the bubble. You're willing to come back during the pandemic. Some fighters aren't willing. So what makes you willing to do this, and what do you think that says about you?
Oh, I'm happy that boxing is back. I was waiting when finally, like, when everything started. I think in July I was waiting. I was preparing myself. I was waiting for that shot to come back to boxing. And boxing for me is this is my life. I'm training every day, so I wanna keep fighting, keep staying active, keep being in boxing ring every day.
Will the lack of an audience make any difference to you?
Uh, yeah, of course. It's the fans. We do this for the fans. So there's like no people in the arena, but I know lots of people gonna be watching on ESPN Plus. So I'm happy just with that.
Thank you, Gail. Next up, we have Mr. Big Fry himself, Jake Donovan. Jake, go ahead.
Thanks, Evan. Appreciate it. Mean Machine, thank you so much for doing this. I just wanted to know, how important was it for you to stay on this level as opposed to just taking any fight for the sake of staying active?
Uh, I always wanted good fights. I want good opponents. I want to fight good guys, and Mikael Zewski is one of that guys. He's one of the top guys. So I'm happy with this fight.
Okay. And then I saw Mikael Zewski had a quote saying that by beating you, that will give him the right to call out any champion, including Terence Crawford. Do you feel that with a win on Saturday night, that gives you the right to go right back into the title fight?
Yeah, I think that this fight gonna give me one step closer to number one spot to be a mandatory for the champions. I know champions not gonna probably pick me up as they fight, so my goal is to be number one spot, stay there, be mandatory, and push them to fight me.
Got you. Thanks so much, Mean Machine. Good to have you back.
Thank you.
Crystal, please unmute yourself. When you're ready, please go ahead.
Hey, Mean Machine. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Hello.
Hi. Did I do it? Hi. Mean Machine. The last time I saw you was at Madison Square Garden. It was against Terence Crawford. Just tell me what you got out of that fight, and do you feel more pressure going into this since a lot is weighing on you maybe possibly refighting Terence Crawford?
If I would get the chance again to fight Terence Crawford, I will take it right away. I want to fight him again. He's the best fighter. He's the best welterweight. That fight gave me maybe more confidence that I know he's beatable. Everybody's beatable, and I like the fight. I didn't like how the fight ended. I like the fight how the fight started, how everything was going. Everything was going by the plan, but in the middle of the fight, I just lost the focus of my game plan. So this was the mistake. So we need to fix those problems.
Where were you training at, and how did you go about? It seems like you pinpointed some of the problems, and how did you go about changing it?
Yeah. I think the most problem was probably just stay focused. Just prepare mentally to stay focused. Stick with the game plan. So we work with that in the gym. We always talk about discussing about the mistakes I make. So I think we clear that up.
Thank you, Crystal. And we go ahead to Sean Zattel from FightHype. Sean, go ahead.
Hey, Mean Machine. I know you just spoke saying that things would have to go differently in a rematch with Terence. What could you explain that a little bit more? What are some of the things you feel you could do better a second time around?
Yeah, so how I mentioned in the middle of the fight, I think it was round 7, maybe when I first got dropped. So at that point, I forget the game plan. I forget about defense. I forget about sticking to the things I do best. And I just want to go and fight. Like, I burned out maybe a little bit. I just want to go there blasting and extend the punches and just go there. So I think that was the mistake. I need to stick to my game plan, move around, use the things I did better in the beginning of the fight, just moving and countering the cross fight, attacking.
Do you feel like, despite how it ended, that you have momentum heading into this fight and a greater level of confidence?
Yeah, I feel like in the first half of the fight, I really feel great. Like even fighting between the rounds, I sit the corner. I was listening to my coaches. I was there. I was all there in the fight.
And, who are some of the other guys, if any, on your mind? I know you said you'd want to fight any of the champions, but is there anyone else besides Terence in particular?
Uh, I would like to fight. I think all the champions, Ugas, or I don't know right now it's Pacquiao, yeah, Pacquiao or Spence or even Turman, Danny Garcia. I would like to fight those guys.
And how do you see the fight with Zewski playing out? Have you seen him fight before, and how do you see the fight going in your head?
I know Zuski is a pressure fighter too. He likes to fight hard. So I think this will be a great fight for us because our style kind of familiar. I like to make pressure. He likes to make pressure. So I think we're gonna make a great fight.
Does it end in a knockout?
We will see
Thank you.
on Saturday.
Thank you, Sean. Anybody else before we let Mean Machine go? If you'd like to ask a question, please use the raise hand button or just shoot me a message in the chat. Okay, so it looks like we've got one more here from KO Artist Sports. Please go ahead, sir.
Hey, Mean Machine.
Oh.
With Zewski, like you said, he's kind of a come forward fighter. You just mentioned like your fight with Terence. When you got hit, you just wanted to fight. Do you feel like it's not going to take too long before this fight kind of combusts and it's just an all out war?
I think yeah. I think it can happen even in the first or second round. We're gonna go at each other with the guys who like to fight and we like to be there in the ring. So I think we'll be fast.
Is that something when you're training for a fighter like this? Maybe you yourself get excited for that. You don't have to look for him. You don't have to think too much. It's kind of like once I get this guy fighting, we're gonna fight, and I get to do what I do best. Is that exciting for you?
In the preparation, you need to make plans for everything. You never know what is gonna happen in the ring. Yeah, I see Zuskis before the fights, but maybe he's gonna come different way to this fight. So you never know. So we prepare ourselves for any possibilities. Everything can happen in the ring. So we're ready for everything.
And just lastly, being the main event on a Saturday, on ESPN, does that give any more pressure to put on a better performance or a war to maybe get some of these names that you were talking about to entice them to want to fight you?
Well, all of my fights, when I go there, I'll focus 100%. Like this is my chance to prove myself. So it's just same like all my other fights. Like mentally, I'm always there, like 100%. And all my fights, I want to show myself, show my skills, and let I want that people like my style.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll give the listeners here one last chance to ask Mean Machine a question. Otherwise, we will let him go and we'll move on to Mikael Zewski. All right. Well, Mean Machine, thank you very much for joining us today. We will see you tomorrow at the weigh-in. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Buck.